So now it is time to pick the Browns game. Dan Labbe, Mary Kay Cabot, Doug Lesmerises, Ellis Williams, and our Football Insider subscriber, Stephen Aurora. I've got this at 6. The Browns favored by 6. That has moved, I believe, quite recently. I think it was at 4.5 for a while. So if any of you are looking at that 4.5, you're going to have to maybe change on the fly here because we've got it at Browns -6. Stephen, you are our guest, so you get to go first on this one.
Sure. Thanks for letting me go first. So I'm going to take the Browns with the 6, given the 6. There's a couple reasons why. One, I feel like the coaching staff for the Browns has changed kind of the expectations of the team. I feel like they've become more of a professional team, and getting away from the nonsense. And I also feel like every week we've had a question with the Browns. It's the question of, well, I want to see them do this, or can they do this in this game? And it seems like to happen every week. And I think the last week it was, before the game, can they beat a good team again? Can they come back in the fourth quarter? So those answers are kind of those questions are answered for me. And then I think the question this week is, can they, as a young team, come off of the emotional high of a really big primetime game and then hop into another primetime game and win it? And the reason why I feel comfortable with that, it's because of the coaching staff.
I'm taking the Browns -6 as well. I've kind of been throwing out the 28-21 score, and I think it's one of those games that I don't even know that I feel like it's a game the Browns will be in control of, and the score might be a little closer even than the game was. So I'm sticking with that Browns -6 as well. Mary Kay, what do you have?
Well, I am going to go with the Browns -6 because for a number of reasons, including the fact that, who knows if Daniel Jones is even starting this game. And if he does, he's got 2 bad legs. He's got a hamstring. He's got an ankle. If Colt McCoy plays, Colt is just really not ready to run this offense. And then, of course, we got the news today that their best cornerback is out for this game. What a huge blow for the New York Giants. He's tied for the NFL lead with 17 pass breakups, Bradbury. I mean, that's just a tremendous blow. On the other side of the ball, of course, Denzel Ward is coming back. Then you've got Freddie Kitchens, calling the plays. They had to cancel their practice today. So here you don't even know who's starting at quarterback, and they had to cancel, which of course means that the Giants are going to go out and win by 30, probably. But all of these things say to me that the Browns can win this game by at least 6.
Ellis?
Yeah, I agree with everything Stephen and Mary Kay said, and I'm going to add to it with an L Will rant here. So just bear with me. I think this would be the low light of the season.
Wait. Is this branded all of a sudden?
The L Will rant?
L Will rant?
There we go. Put it on t-shirts. We're working on it. I put some hats, some snapbacks for y'all. But all right, so bear with me. I think this would be a low light, losing in New York to the Giants. Kevin Stefanski hasn't lost, in this Browns team haven't lost back-to-back games yet this season. Doing so, of course, would be for the first time. Like Mary Kay said, no Bradbury. Colt McCoy threw for 105 yards. When the Giants beat the Seahawks, it was really the ground game that helped New York beat Seattle, and the Browns have a much better run defense than a pass defense, so that plays into a Browns strength there. The Giants are only averaging 18.3 points per game. Their run defense ranks 14th. So I think Kevin Stefanski really could just diagram a game plan of keep away and a control the ball style of offense, which would then simply make it so the Giants don't have the ball enough to generate the explosive plays necessary to keep up with the Browns. The Giants only average an explosive play about 8% of snaps. That's near the bottom of the league, where the Browns have a 12% explosive rate clip, which is tied for first with the Chiefs and the Vikings. That was surprising when I saw that today, but it makes a lot of sense with the way those two offenses, both tied to Kevin Stefanski in Minnesota, and of course Cleveland, stretch the field with play action and whatnot, and then the running backs, having 2 premier running backs there, and then the Chiefs are the Chiefs. So it makes sense, but just that disparity there, I don't think the Giants can keep up. So simply, this is just a mismatch from roster to coaching staffs and especially the play caller, because my goodness, the two play callers here could not be more different. And the nation's going to see that Sunday night. So I think the Browns win by much more than 6, and that's a comfortable win.
Doug?
Just had to throw in a little Freddie slander there at the end, didn't you, Ellis? Listen, I do think Freddie Kitchens wasn't a bad play caller when he didn't have to also be the head coach. So I don't think that's what's going to ruin the Giants. But I mean, your play caller's out. That's a big deal for anybody. The only reason that you wouldn't think this is going to be a blowout is because you think it's too good to be. Like, everything points to the Browns. And 2 weeks ago, I think we all started to look at the Giants. Okay, so 6 weeks ago, Giants stink. Their Browns will have no problem. You look at the end of the season and it's an easy schedule. Then the Giants start to do some stuff. Before getting blown out by the Cardinals last week, the Giants in their previous 8 games were 5-3, and their 3 losses were by 1, 2, and 3 points. They were like that close to being 8-0. And so all of a sudden, now you start talking yourself into, oh my gosh, is this like a game at the end of the year that's going to trip the Browns up? Everything Mary Kay just said, one team's getting their best corner back. One team lost their best corner. One team's quarterback is playing as well as he's played all year. The other team, you don't know which quarterback's going to play. And frankly, they both stink. Like, everything points. And actually, if the Browns were coming off an emotional win, I would have a little more hesitation here. They're ticked. They played a really good game against the Ravens. They're not going to go in a hole because they lost. They're going to be mad because they lost. I think the Browns win by 21. I think they go, everything is against the Giants here. The Giants peaked and now are coming down the other side. This division is not theirs. Washington's going to take it. I don't know who the quarterback is for the Giants. It doesn't really matter. I just think this is another game. The Browns looked awesome against Tennessee and won. They played really well against Baltimore and lost, and they'll play really well this game, and I think win easily. I think this is like a 35-10. The Browns show everybody that they are really good.
One last prediction from everybody. You're going to see some wishbone from the Giants on Sunday?
What Freddie will call at least one play that trolls the Browns, right? That is something,
for sure.
right? That is either an exact play that he called last year for them or is a something, whatever. I don't know. There's something here.